In the House of the Undying, Daenerys is shown a vision of certain three things that will end up happening in her life: three treasons, three fires, three mounts she must ride. Now, what are these things? Well, I think they can work vertically as well as horizontally. The Mount to Bed, the Fire for Life, and the Treason for Blood all work coincidentally with each other. Now, before this, there were three visions Daenerys is shown once again. One of the man in Bravos, representing that of her past and the life that she did have. One of her father, the Mad King, on the path that she is quote unquote currently on, and a little bit in the future, meaning that of being a monarch. And the third and most powerful being that of Rhaegar Targaryen, her brother. And I don't think it's a coincidence that Rhaegar has talking about a son playing a harp and playing the song of, or at least talking about a song of ice and fire, being a representation of that of Jon Snow, as the dragon will have three heads. Now, early in A Clash of Kings, it's really solidified that the fires to light are not the uses of her dragon fire, but rather the lights that she will fire, simply due to the fact that when early on, when she's talking to Sir Jorah Mormont, she talks about the fire that she lit for the life of her dragons, and that word was specifically used by George R. R. Martin early on in The Clash of Kings, meaning that Daenerys brought life to the dragons by the fires that she lit. So it will not be dragon fire, it will be her. And as far as the mounts, it will not be beasts, but rather the men that she loves, or at least has a major part in her life. So let's go ahead and go after it. So the three fires she must light: once for life, being that of her dragons, as I said earlier. Once for death. I think this is what happened in season 5 when she lit up the Dothraki capital and ended up killing all of the Khals, or the horse lords, and ended up being the stallion who mounts the world and taking over the Dothraki. One to love is a little different. Maybe her and Jon Snow will have to walk in a fire of flames. Who knows? But it definitely does have to do with Jon, as the other two for sure do as well. So the three mounts she must ride: one to Bed, being that of Khal Drogo, one who already happened in the past as she was sold to him. One to Dread. I think this is Dario. Some people may say it's Euron, but I think Dario is going to end up playing the role maybe Euron might have had if George really wanted to, but I think they both symbolize and represent essentially the same thing, that she will regret being with them. The one to love is clearly Jon Snow, the love of her life. The three treasons she will know: the once for blood being that of when the witch sacrificed her son in order to bring back Khal Drogo. The once for gold, now many people think this is literal gold, but for me this always represented the gold of Westeros, being the crown. Now the person who will betray her for gold will be that of Fagon, as he is technically her blood, and he will end up being the Mummer's dragon that is mentioned earlier. He will be the Mummer's dragon who they put up on the throne and have everything that Daenerys kind of wants: a nice return to Westeros, people loving him, as well as the crown of Westeros. And on top of that, it's a double betrayal, as he is a Blackfire, taking a Targaryen's place. And the once for love, this will not actually be against Daenerys, but will be for Daenerys, and that being Jon Snow. Now, some people will say, well, no, it's him going to have to kill her for his love somehow in the show. No. This will be, and it is foreshadowed in the books, Jon Snow having a choice between either the Night's Watch or the Crown of Westeros and Daenerys. And at this time, Daenerys will be very much not want the Crown of Westeros. She will be disillusioned by it. So Jon will have a choice to make, and I think in the end, he will absolutely choose Daenerys over his duty. But these are my thoughts. I'd love to hear what you think, if you think I'm right or wrong, or what your opinions are. So thank you very much for listening. God bless, and have a great rest of your day.